I'm Tracy Flores, and I'm a member of the Emerging Leader Program for 2014. Today, my brief is about our tour of NAVFAC Hawaii. We visited NAVFAC Hawaii as part of our requirements for the Emerging Leader Program, and the front page of my brief is actually a picture of when we went to NAVFAC Hawaii, but this is actually when we went to NOAA, the IRC, the Senator Inoue Resource Center. That's what it's called. So it was a very great experience. Here's the agenda of what I'll talk about today. So the Facilities Engineering Command, which is our FECs, and we have many since we are working at NAVFAC Pacific, and part of our AOR is, our 3 FECs. So we visited NAVFAC Hawaii. So conveniently, they're right here in the same state that we are located in, which is, NAVFAC. And I was glad that we had this tour because it did, how Robert also mentioned previously, it helped to broaden my horizon of I guess, the entire operations of the command and what kinds of things, how my work fits into the whole life cycle of a project, of a facility, and how that all connects. I'll also be talking about Echelon 3 and 4 and the synergy between PAC and the FECs, or NAVFAC Hawaii and all the FECs, and what we would be able to take away for our leadership toolbox. So Echelon 3 and 4. So as you know, we, NAVFAC Pacific, where we all work, we are Echelon 3. So our FECs, they're Echelon 4. And I wanted to talk about the perspective and perception. And the reason why I'm talking about this was because, we work at NAVFAC Pacific, and whenever we do our work every day, it's like we only have the perspective of what we do and from where we're sitting. So of course, being a part of this leadership program is great because we get to see other perspectives, from other points of view, so that we'd be able to work better with those who work in the FECs. So perspective is, it's like a point of view. It's our core convictions. It's our beliefs about something. It's our attitude of something. It's the way we regard something. And our perception, everyone already knows, how it's our observation through our filter of what core convictions that we have. It's, our observations and using our senses to form our beliefs and convictions form what our perception is. And it's, how we understand things, it's our mental impression. And so it's, in another senior leader brief that we had earlier, or last year actually, we had a brief from Paul Pollack, I think you might remember, and he mentioned how, the viewpoint from headquarters and everyone, wherever we are, no matter what responsibility or what role we all have a different point of view, we all have a different perspective. So understanding what that is very beneficial for us to be able to fulfill the mission of our command more effectively, efficiently, and in a productive way. So I have these cartoons here. Cut off. So with the different perspectives that we have, where we work, we have the temptation to look at NAVFAC Hawaii or our FECs as like a stepchild, or like a subordinate or an opponent, which is not really the best way to look and view things. And I think it would be best for our command and for our work and for the future, of the Navy and our facilities and the products and services that we deliver, for us to endeavor to change our perspectives, so that we can change our perception and see our FECs as partners and teammates. A few things that I learned from our tour was, of course, the differences that we have between, PAC and NAVFAC Hawaii. Our AOR is all NAVFAC Far East and MAR and NAVFAC Hawaii. Whereas NAVFAC Hawaii, of course, are the FECs. They are able to focus in on the places that they're at and really be able to focus on it. So I think that's why maybe sometimes people at PAC forget that, they're not lower than us, or, some kind of a subordinate, or even someone we are competing with it at all. No, not at all. We have so many different requirements from each other. Captain Tufts also mentioned during our tour that he's a dual-hatted boss as well as he's a dual-hatted employee too. So he has two bosses, and he's also one of the second bosses of the different employees that he has under him. So that's also important to know too, because here at NAVFAC Pacific we don't really have that. We answer to headquarters. We answer to our bosses here. We don't have that other person. Of course, we have our different customers that we work with, but ultimately we do have one boss that we answer to. Another difference is, NAVFAC Hawaii, while they can really hone in on and focus in on, the different things in the daily, the utilities and sustainment and restoration of Hawaii State, we can also focus in on the really huge projects. Like this is that's a submarine. This is in the submarine magnetic facility, and this is one of the projects that PAC had helped with, and I believe it was more than 300 million. So focusing in on having a broad understanding of the requirements that we have, the framework and the daily operations that NAVFAC Hawaii has in comparison to PAC is very, very valuable, I thought. So different perspectives, it helps us to create our perception. So since we went on this tour, and now that we're even in this program, we're able to broaden those perspectives that we have, which changes our perception. And that is key for us to be able to work effectively with other people. Some things that I realized was, because a lot of people have the temptation to think negatively about these other defects, it started making me think about what is our mission. And sometimes we forget really what we're here for. What is the value and importance of our jobs here at NAVFAC? Sometimes we get caught in the day-to-day duties that we have, that we forget that the work that we're doing is to enable the warfighter, to have to maintain readiness, and to make sure that we have everything that we need in case a natural disaster happens, or in case we have to go to war. And really, for the benefit of the country and the world, really doing that. This is important work that we're doing because we're providing these important facilities to the warfighter. So I named this section Synergy because Captain Tufts at NAVFAC Hawaii mentioned the different relationships he had with the supported commands, and of course the groups above, the supported commands above him and below, and he mentioned that the synergy with NAVFAC Pacific is good, it's positive. And it is positive, on many levels it is, but of course there are always those things that still exist where people have negative opinions or comments that they'll make from the past or something. So endeavoring to break the negative perceptions to make our perspectives more positive about our work, and understanding each other's perspectives would really benefit the command in our fulfilling of the mission. So alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So this section, okay. So I wanted to show this picture because I wanted to talk about how it is important for us to understand how the FECs work. And vice versa, they should also understand how we work. We also have to answer to headquarters, and they're always asking us for all these data calls and and reports about everything. And while at the same time, we have all these requirements that we're asking of the FECs and vice versa. But being aware of what's working and what's not working, and why, for example, just using this picture, say this is NAVFAC Hawaii and this is PAC, why are they giving us this rock, this shaped rock, or why are they giving it, why are they holding it like that? Different things, like we don't understand how the other works because maybe our lines of communication are not open, which we need to continue to talk to each other. We need to continue to build that relationship, so that we could work better. Okay. our leadership toolbox takeaways. I really liked how Captain Tuff said that it's all about the people. I really liked all the different leadership principles that he talked about. He said that, you know, if you're disagreeing with someone in your team, or just anyone, you know, someone that you're working with, someone on the project team, it's best to, you know, talk to them about it. Sometimes it's better to talk to them about it face to face. And it's really all about talking to them in a way where you can let them know and relay what's important to you so that they see, okay, so now I know why you want that because this is what's important to you. But really, you know, the reason why I was asking for this is because this is what's important to me. And he really gave us a message about how, you know, how he'll say, it really seems that we're misaligned. Can we talk for a minute so that we can